For this afternoon's review, we're going to take a look at the Walmart exclusive G.I. Joe Cobra Baroness figure. So let's examine the contents of our purchase. We have the Baroness figure. We have 4 weapons on board. So we have a sniper rifle of some kind. We also have a shorter carbine of some kind, 2 pistols, and the eyeglasses. The figure also comes with a figure stand. So this figure stand is of the glossy variety. So this is something that you don't see in your regular G.I. Joe Classified Series action figure purchases. So let's take a look at the longer rifles or the carbines and the sniper rifle that comes with these action figures. So let's start with the longer rifle, a sniper rifle of some sort, but this is not based on any realistic design. And we already have seen this accessory piece with other G.I. Joe Classified Series Cobra Infantry Troopers. So with the other rifle or carbine, just a shorter version, but nothing so excited about to be excited about, I mean, or is based on any realistic weapon. Just as I mentioned earlier, the pistols that comes with this. So this is a little bit realistic, something that reminds me of the Ruger SR22 22LR pistol, but looks like it but does not feel like it, but there's that kind of similarity, I mean. Let us first do a visual 360 of the base figure without any of the associated accessories attached to the figure. The selling point of a Baroness action figure is actually the head sculpt. So let's take a look at the head sculpt without the eyeglasses on. And check out the length of hair. So that is the length of hair that we want on a Baroness figure. The overall look or impression of the figure changes once you already install the eyeglasses on the head sculpt. And actually the eyeglasses really fits nicely on the head sculpt because of the ridges on the side of the face. And once you settled those eyeglasses in, they won't fall off. But if you are a really OCD guy or collector, then just glue those eyeglasses on the side of the figure. Just dab a little bit of super glue so that is permanently on the figure and you won't lose it. So let's discuss articulation points on this action figure, the good and the bad mixed alike. So let's start with the head. So for the head, we have 2 ball joint system, one under the jawline and one under the clavicle area or the shoulder area. So we have a wide range of motion for the head and the neck, but we have a little bit of impediment because of the length of the hair. But is that going to be an issue? It's not really going to be much of an issue because the material that was used for this hair is actually really nice, soft, pliable plastic. So it's going to bend according to your pose or the pose that you want to put this action figure to. So having that length is really not an issue. So let's move towards the torso or the body of this area. We have once again a 2 ball system for the body, one under the diaphragm area and on the waistline, which makes articulation point on the body really great. But where this figure would suffer is going to be on the arms or the upper appendages. So we miss a cut on the bicep for rotation of the bicep. The elbows is just a single bend on the elbow. Although they are pinless, that's great, but that is just a single 90-degree bend. And rotation on the of the forearm actually is on the elbow part. So this would would have been a really nice touch if they included a bicep cut for rotation and 2 points of articulation on the elbow. Then that is the thing that's missing with the elbow part. But for the hand area, we have rotation of the hand, and we have a hinge system that is located just on the thumb area. It's not on the face of the palm, which makes weapon holding poses really great. Let's move towards the legs of this action figure. This action figure has drop leg function, which improves the overall posing or ability to pose this action figure really differently. Now, as for the thighs, we have a cut on the thigh for rotation of the thigh. We have 2 points of articulation or bend for the knee. We have a rocker motion and a hinge for the foot. But we don't have a cut on the shin area for rotation of the boot, which this G.I. Joe Baroness movie Baroness figure has. So take note of the boot cut or the shin cut, which allows for rotation. Though this figure shares the same problem with regards to articulation on the arms. So let's go to the details of this action figure. Okay, first thing that I would like to point out is going to be the degree of angle of the arms. Observe how the arms are on the figure, the degree of bend. It's going to be that degree. It somehow won't close as much as possible to the body of the figure. It's going to be at that angle. No matter how you press it to the side, it's just going to bend outwards. Okay, so what are the shinier parts on this action figure? Actually, it's going to be the armored part, which is going to be the breastplate, the ball of the shoulder protectors, the forearm gauntlets, and the part of the thigh and the shin protectors. Those are going to be the shinier parts. The pistol belt and the undersuit are going to be matte black. So the Cobra emblem on the pistol belt is just black, but the Cobra emblem on the chest armor is brightly red, and it is very visible. So moving towards the back, there is really not much to say on the details of the back of the figure. Majority of what you see is just matte black. We have that really nice length of hair, and if you put the head to the side this way on a pose, you're going to expose the back plate of the armor. And we have a hole or a pegging system wherein you could store the longer rifles or the carbines that come with this action figure, but that is just not possible because of the length of hair. So these are just going to be very redundant pieces, and you could assign them to your other action figures, like your Barbell Legends. The noteworthy accessories on this action figure purchase are just going to be the 2 pistols and the eyeglasses. As for storage of the 2 pistols, it is much recommended that you store the 2 pistols with the handle of the pistol inwards. So when you look at the figure up front, you're not going to really see much of the weapons poking to the side of the action figure, just like how I managed to really do the other movie Baroness figure. So take a look at the storage of the pistols on the back, and when you take a look at the front, that is a really nice clean front. You won't see the pistols. That is also possible with this Baroness figure. Just store the pistols this way with the handles facing inward towards the body. So just to prove my point, this is how the figure would look with the pistols stored differently on the holsters. So with the pistol handles pointing outwards. Now take a look at that. It's going to be really not nice to look at with the pistols pistol handles facing outwards. Now just imagine if this Baroness character is going to do a little bit of parkour, then those pistol handles are going to snag on a lot of things when she really performs a lot of acrobatic stunts, and the possibility of losing those weapons is 95%. And if you want really concealability, then it's also nice to have just the pistols stored differently with the handles inward. And in reality, when you do concealed carry, that is actually the way that you store the your concealed carry pistol, with the handles facing towards the body as much as possible, flat on your back on your 4:30 or 5 o'clock position. So that way, and when you look at the figure from the front, the pistols now are not poking as ugly as they were before. So we have the animated series Baroness and we have the movie Baroness. So both of these action figures, you could find them at your local Walmart. So which figure would be my preference? Actually, of course, it's still going to be this Baroness because of my personal experience with G.I. Joe. So whenever I think of a Baroness character, it's going to look this way. But if this was the only Baroness figure that is available, this is a very good action figure, especially the added shin articulation, which this figure does not have. And if you lose the eyeglasses on this action figure, it's going to look really funny. But with this action figure, even if you lose the eyeglasses, that head sculpt still is going to look really decent without any of that funny tunnel which this action figure has. So losing this piece is going to make this figure really ugly, which this other action figure really does not. Actually, you still have a very decent head sculpt, and from afar, from a display standpoint with your G.I. Joe classified series, this look, this stature, it is still passable as a Baroness figure even if you lose the eyewear. So for final point of comparison, we have the Baroness figure with the Cobra Commander and Destro, and as you could see, this figure fits well with the other characters, G.I. Joe classified series characters that you could possibly already have in your collection. So if you like this video, like, comment, and subscribe, and see you on the next action figure review.